Good YouTube, this is your boy Ivan. Today we're going to be looking at 13 of the worst phobias by They Will Kill You. Now, as I said many times on the channel, I am a bitch when it comes to heights. I don't like getting on even small stools because I'm already feel like I'm high up, and once I bust my ass, it's not going to be pretty. So, as you can imagine, yeah, I don't like heights at all, obviously. I hate heights. I'm not a big fan of darkness either. I don't like bees. I used to be scared shitless of bumblebees. I don't know why. Just their fat, hairy body. It just grosses me the fuck out. I hated it. But I'm sure these phobias we're about to watch in this video are probably infinitely worse than that. And maybe some stuff I can probably even relate to. So, without further ado, let's get this started. The link in the video is in the description down below. And please go support this guy because I really don't see a lot of people reacting to these guys. I really don't. I feel like I'm the only one. I'm sure there's others, but not enough that there should be, because these guys need a lot more recognition, so I'm going to be doing that for them. So please, go check these guys out. These guys are making some creepy, really educational shit, which I love, and let's just shut the fuck up, and let's get this video started.
From the fear of crossing the street to the fear of certain shapes and patterns, here are 13 of the worst phobias. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to They Will Kill You. Hit the like button and request any topics you'd like to learn about in the comments section below.
You heard the man, guys. Do it.
Number 13. Dromophobia.
Dromophobia.
This specific phobia can basically prevent people from living in the city or anywhere near a road. Dromophobia is described as the fear of crossing the street, especially designated crosswalks, where a lot of vehicles might be present. It's derived from the Greek word
That's a legit fear.
dromos, which means racetrack. Children with autism are among the most afflicted by this condition, as crossing the road implies complex skills, like timing the movement, as well as estimating the speed of approaching cars. Dromophobia can also be regarded as a consequence of road accident-related PTSD. Number 12.
Okay.
Nomophobia. A survey conducted in 2008 on 2,163 people in the UK revealed that around 53% of them suffered from nomophobia. The condition is described as the fear of being without a mobile phone. More than half the people surveyed felt
I totally relate to this one. I can't be without my phone.
They ran out of
I can actually relate.
battery, or if they lost their phones. Nomophobia is common around the world and is usually regarded as a consequence of mobile phone addiction. The survey also indicated that younger age groups were more prone to developing nomophobia. Aside from addiction to technology, this condition can occur with people who've had negative experiences as a result of being left without a mobile phone. Extreme and irrational reactions may be triggered by restriction of mobile phone use in certain places like hospitals, airports, or academic institutions.
Well, damn, it never got that bad for me.
Chronophobia. Chronophobia is the anxiety felt over the passage of time. It's the feeling that events are moving too fast and are therefore hard to make sense of. It can be caused by traumatic childhood experiences, old age, or incarceration. Prison inmates and the elderly are most affected by chronophobia.
That makes sense.
For the elderly, the fear stems from the fact that they're closer to death. Time thus becomes the main threat to their existence.
That's probably what I'm gonna have.
Inmates spend long periods in a confined space. They also tend to develop the psychological symptoms of chronophobia. These may include dissatisfaction with life, depression, claustrophobia, and feelings of panic and madness.
Damn.
Number 10.
Don't go to jail.
Acousticophobia.
That sounds.
Acousticophobia is a very rare condition, characterized by an aversion to or fear of loud sounds. This can be triggered by devices such as computers or TV speakers, home theater systems, or headphones. Often, acousticophobics will turn the volume all the way down before doing something that will cause such devices to emit sound. This way, they can control the level and steadily raise it to a comfortable level. Parades and carnivals, where the sound goes past 120 decibels, might cause them to also develop agoraphobia, the fear of being outside one's home. One example that's particularly distressing is watching someone slowly inflate a balloon beyond its normal capacity. The anticipation of that balloon to pop can be so excruciating that when the sound does occur, it can cause headaches and panic attacks. In its more severe forms, Acousticophobia can also refer to the fear of voices, even one's own voices.
Oh my god.
Number 9. Ablutophobia.
I feel bad for anybody with that phobia.
This phobia, which is more common in women and children, is defined as the fear of cleaning, bathing, and washing. It
How
may differ
so?
in severity from fearing to take a shower to a complete fear of anything related to washing. The fear is believed to be rooted in traumatic experiences, like childhood accidents or abusive parents that would use water or bathing as a form of punishment. According to reports from several media outlets, one British teenager met his untimely death because of ablutophobia. To compensate for not bathing, Thomas Townsend would use large amounts of deodorant. The teenager ultimately died due to excessive inhalation of butane gas from the deodorant he used.
Oh
Number
my god.
8. Ergophobia. Ergophobia is a term used to describe the irrational fear of work and may be regarded as a subset of either performance anxiety or social phobia. Whether it's about manual labor, non-manual labor, or finding employment, people that suffer from this condition experience anxiety about the workplace environment. Ergophobia may be regarded as a combination of other fears, such as the fear of socializing with co-workers, the fear of failing at tasks, and fears of psychological or emotional injuries. Needless to say, since the vast majority of people need money to survive, the fear of work can lead to significant financial struggle. Number
That's putting
7.
it lightly.
Decidophobia.
Decidophobia.
In a fast-paced world, being able to make choices on the move is considered an asset. Yet for decidophobics, it's more like a living nightmare. Decidophobia is defined as the fear of making decisions. The term was coined by philosopher Walter Kaufmann in his 1973 book, Without Guilt and Justice, where he uses it to describe people who lack the will or courage to examine the different sides of a disagreement in order to find the truth. According to Kaufman,
that's one of the worst fears you can have. You need to be able to make decisions on the fly.
Church, spouse, university, or political party, and accept whatever they receive as truth. In fact, some will actively go out of their way to avoid making a decision or to credit someone else with the responsibility. Such a phobia can have a devastating effect on a person's life, but luckily, there are forms of therapy that can make it manageable. Number 6. Heliophobia. Heliophobia is described as an irrational fear of sunlight and other bright lights. People that are heliophobic experience an intense anxiety towards being harmfully affected by those lights. The phobia is sometimes a consequence of other
turns
fears,
people into vampires,
stemming
essentially.
from the belief that sunlight will cause blindness or skin cancer. Those that have previously suffered from severe sunburn may also become heliophobic. Sufferers may choose to cover themselves in long clothing, or even avoid going outside when the sun's out. Depending on how intense the condition is, those afflicted may also develop a fear of being in public or of people in general. Spending so much time away from the sunlight can lead to vitamin D deficiency, depression, and isolation. 20-year-old Lucy Jeffries became heliophobic after a malignant tumor was removed from her thyroid gland. Her condition got so bad that she turned down work and dating. She'd even suffer from panic attacks whenever exposed to sunlight.
Oh my god.
Number 5.
Is she okay?
Genophobia. Also known as coitophobia or erotophobia, genophobia is the physical or psychological fear of sexual intercourse or sexual relations. Its name is a contraction of the Greek words genos, which means offspring, and phobos, meaning fear. It's characterized by feelings of panic, terror, and dread towards sex and things connected to it. Those who suffer from a more severe form of the condition can't even watch sexual scenes in romantic movies. Physical symptoms may include sweating, trembling, an increased heartbeat, and shortness of breath.
Why does that occur?
For many sufferers, genophobia stems from a traumatic sexual experience in their past, such as rape or molestation. Since they relive the trauma multiple times, it can lead to a fear of sex. Genophobia can also manifest as a consequence of body image issues, or performance anxiety in people sexually inexperienced or who've abstained from sex a long time. It can lead to avoidance of relationships, depression, or feelings of loneliness. Number 4, hypnophobia. Getting enough sleep is essential not only for maintaining a level of functionality, but also for our basic survival. Hypnophobia, also known as the fear of sleep, is undoubtedly one of the worst phobias to have. People that suffer from it are basically trapped between the negative, physical and psychological effects of not sleeping and the overwhelming fear that takes hold of them whenever they try to go to sleep. Number 3.
That's it? Not go into detail?
This one might be a bit harder to grasp. Phobophobia can be roughly defined as the fear of fear itself. It's the fear of developing a phobia and of the internal sensations associated with said phobia. It's particularly dangerous because when people do encounter the feared phobia, it often amplifies its effects. It may be regarded as a linking point between the sufferer's constant anxiety and the specific phobia that they fear developing. From this perspective, phobophobia isn't necessarily the root of all phobias,
jail, death,
but rather
heartbreak,
an important
and being
factor
robbed
in maintaining them. Number 2, panophobia.
Whatever.
Often described as the fear of everything, panophobia is a vague but persistent state of fear towards some unknown evil. Theodore Armand Ribot coined the term in 1911 and explained it as a state in which anxiety isn't focused on an object in particular, but instead latches onto something for a period of time before passing on to the next. This free-floating anxiety that never subsides may also be a symptom of borderline personality disorder or delusional disorder. A comparable state to that given by panophobia is paranoia, in which the sufferer fears unknown threats that could come from anywhere and anyone.
That's horrible.
Number 1, trypophobia.
Trypophobia?
Although not officially recognized as a mental disorder, trypophobia falls under the broad spectrum of specific phobias.
Oh, this one.
It's defined as the fear of irregular patterns or clusters of small holes or bumps. Not much is known about this condition, but the general theory
Yeah, some of them do look gross, like that one.
Are subconsciously associated with danger or disease. These associations may be rooted in the way the patterns resemble holes made by insects or holes in diseased tissue and wounds, like those caused in animals by certain worm species.
Ew.
The reaction can be of fear as well as disgust, although the latter has been found to be more common. When they see these shapes, trypophobic people may feel their skin crawl and experience nausea, palpitations, body shakes, or panic attacks.
Well, shit.
Well, guys, that was my reaction to the 13 worst phobias. Now, yeah, a lot of these phobias I can definitely relate to, like the fear of crossing the street. You know, I'm from New York City, so yeah, that's a fear I almost had. In fact, when I was in Chinatown not too long ago, I almost got hit because the asshole did not slow down. I was inches away from getting hit by this stupid motherfucker. So yeah, I relate to that fear. Cell phones, yes, I'm 26 years old. I cannot be without my cell phone. If I do, I will freak out. Okay, not true. I wouldn't freak out. I would just have a little bit of anxiety because I kind of want it back. But if I'm in school, you know, I'm definitely not going to need it. And if, you know, if I'm in the hospital that, you know, well, actually, it's crucial if I'm in the hospital because if I'm not the patient, you know, I need to kill my time. You know what I mean? So I can relate to that too. For loud sounds, what I was going to mention earlier that I didn't get to mention in the video was that I think veterans have this kind of phobia as well because, you know, because PTSD really affects them. You know, they can't hear any like fireworks or anything because, you know, it kind of resembles gunshots, and, you know, gunshot can be really loud. So that's a phobia I think some veterans have. If you're a veteran, let me know because I think that's a legitimate fear. And the final phobia, with the one with the holes, it doesn't really bother me, but the last one, the one in the beginning and towards the end with that in the skin or whatever, that's fucking gross. Well, not the one with the girl, but the other one on the side, the one that looks like a fungus. That's disgusting. That makes me just, ugh. Yeah, it's not so much of a fear as it is just like a disgust. I don't think I've seen anyone really get scared. More like they just get disgusted by it. So yeah, there's definitely, some of them don't really compare to, I mean, my fears do not compare to anyone in this video. Someone died just from not taking a bath, only putting cologne on. This girl was super depressed from the sunlight. Damn, man, they got it rough. Fuck everything I said about my phobias. That was nothing compared to what I saw today. But anywho, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. And yeah, so hopefully you're not scared of the sunlight. So like, tell me what phobias are you guys scared of? You know, if you guys are scared of anything, you know, common or unusual, please let me know in the comments below. So anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. I will see you guys later. Love you guys.